$27,090,000. That's what NBA superstar Anthony Davis made last year. To put that into perspective for us regular folks, that's like getting a direct deposit of $1,128,750 every 2 weeks. That's like being able to buy this house, this car, or this island like Mr. Beast did in his video earlier this year once every 14 days.
I honestly cannot believe you can just buy an island.
Can you imagine what you could buy with this amount of cash? Anthony Davis can. Let's take a look at it. The Los Angeles Lakers recently ended a 10-year title drought inside the bubble in Orlando, much to the delight of loyal Kobe and Lakers fans worldwide. R.I.P. Mamba. The main contributions of this championship run are none other than the 1-2 punch of LeBron James and his best pal, Anthony Davis.
What does it feel like to hear Anthony Davis, Los Angeles Laker?
It's different.
The Brow was acquired via trade prior to the start of this season from the Pelicans in exchange for some youthful firepower and a bunch of first-round picks, headlined by the likes of Josh Hart, Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram. After successfully delivering the Lakers to the promised land this year, Davis opted out of his $28.7 million player contract as expected so that he can then re-sign to a more lucrative long-term contract with the Lakers. Over the course of his career, the Kentucky Wildcat stud has already amassed a total of $150 million in earnings. Let me say that again for the people in the back. $150 million. Maybe people are much richer than I am, but that's an amount I couldn't even imagine. He also finished top 5 in the MVP race in the last couple of seasons, alongside his multiple All-Star selections. That number's expected to grow exponentially, and he'll probably earn from $35 to almost $40 million, depending on the deal he signs. And take note, that doesn't include the $9 million he earns off the court with partners like Nike, Saks, ExxonMobil, Foot Locker, and Red Bull. I'm willing to bet he could buy all of our cars just off his endorsement deals. With that outrageous amount of moolah in one's pocket, how would you expect Davis to use his NBA salary? Is he a high roller or a conservative spender? Let's take a look. California is the hub for everything flashy, and living in downtown LA puts you under a constant spotlight. The glitz and glamour of Hollywood are always going to be there, like an irremovable stain on your shirt, as money, cars, women, famous celebrities hover around you like clockwork. As the current centerpiece and future star of LA, AD is very aware of his current situation. Contrary to his other peeps who love to celebrate the classic NBA lifestyle, AD tries to keep it low-key and even initiates financial literacy programs for the kids around LA to educate them about the importance of saving and investing. In an interview with Davis where he got picked as the brand ambassador for a credit union, the Brown talked about his experiences when dealing with huge amounts of money upon entering the league at such a young age. Well, I have a good team around me. The first thing I did was get a financial advisor. My parents do a great job of telling me or giving their opinion of what I should or shouldn't buy. But this doesn't mean that Davis doesn't plan to buy luxurious stuff. In fact, Davis shared his deep fascination for mega trucks. But at the end of the day, the Brow decided not to purchase it and remained steadfast in instilling discipline when it comes to his spending habits thanks to his parents and financial mentors. I'm a big car guy. I love cars. My mom really doesn't care. Get her excited, oh, have fun, spend your money, it's your life. Father's on the other hand, I'm like, I want to get that new car, I'm about to get this Lamborghini truck. And he's like, no, you've got 7 cars already. I'm like, I've got enough money, I'm going to buy a car. But that's when you have a great team around you like, nah, let's pump the brakes. I think cars have been the thing that I've spent a lot of money on. But like I said, my parents, my financial advisor, my family, it's kind of been there and been the anchor. Like, let's pull back, you don't need that. And if you don't have people like that in your life, you can kind of go crazy and spend millions of dollars on unnecessary things. When he was asked how and where he puts his ever-growing NBA fortune, Davis said that aside from purchasing the basic needs like cars and a home, he plans to keep his cash securely in his bank account. Everything else, if it's not a car, I'm like, nah. Because my thing, I look at it as life after basketball. You're not going to play this game for a long time. I want to be able to put myself in a position for my future where I can sit around and maybe do nothing for the rest of my career. When you've finished and you're around about 35, 40 years old, you've got another 40, 50 years to live. Now, what are you going to do with that time if you don't save your money? So everything else I save, I don't spend at all. As a multi-million-dollar athlete, It's almost inevitable for them to receive business opportunities as well as random relatives who constantly request money. To avoid unnecessary risks or flushing all his wealth down the drain, Davis advises people that you can always say no when such a thing happens.
I said, no.
The biggest thing for me is that I had to learn to say no. The first time I told my mom no, the first time I told her no, I looked at her face. It was staggering for me, but she got over it after a couple of hours. I was like, oh, she's good. Now it's easy. Now she's like, hey, son. And I'm like, no. I know she'll get over it. The thing is, you have to say no. And it's tough, especially with your family. You come in and you think of all the people that helped you along the way. And when they come to you about a business proposal, they want to start this company or go into that business. And so it's kind of harder for you to say no. And for me, when I told my mom no, anybody else, I'm not even worried. I don't care how you feel. I think that's the biggest thing. Once you learn how to say no to people and feel good about it, and you know it's in the best interest for you, then you'll be fine. It's a really nice thing to see that Davis is doing all these things, being an advocate for financial literacy and raising awareness about handling money, not only to the NBA community, but to the general public as well. But as I mentioned a while ago, Davis has invested in some properties too, and he isn't as frugal as you think. While still playing for the Pelicans in 2018, Davis purchased a $7.5 million house in California, just 90 minutes away from the Staples Center in downtown LA. In hindsight, this could be the potential trigger that persuaded AD to jump ship from New Orleans to LA. What do you think? Is this just a mere coincidence or a well-thought-out plan all along? Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments down below. Anyway, this huge 15,815 square foot mansion features a massive home theater, an indoor basketball gym, an infinity pool, an outdoor kitchen, and other modern amenities. In 2020, however, he decided to sell the mansion for good for $8 million and make a nice $500,000 profit. But right after he put that on the market, Davis began to rent a $14.1 million mansion in the upscale Los Angeles suburb of Bel Air, California, for a staggering amount of $50,000 a month. The 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom house also consists of high-class amenities like a built-in bar, a basketball court, and a gourmet kitchen. Aside from these luxurious properties, the 27-year-old Davis also owns a string of top-of-the-line wheels. His car collection includes a white Mercedes-Benz S550, Porsche 911, Bentley Continental, and Rolls-Royce. For someone with an estimated net worth of $35 million, the Brow surely knows how to balance his spending and saving habits. With that kind of mindset, we can safely say that Davis is educated enough financially and his fortune will just grow even more in the upcoming years. What else do you think he should buy? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below.